because next week I'm gonna rain golden showers all over your parade, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it.
Either Shelton Benjamin doesn't know the meaning of a golden shower, or he is one kinky.
One would even go as far as to say I've been exceptional.
Welcome to the Battle of the Brands, where I help save lives by putting an end to all the internet tough guy fights. I present the arguments for both WWE and TNA, and you, the jury, can make the final verdict on which was better this week. To sum things up quickly, I like the way both shows were structured. Nothing really felt like filler, even the filler. Everything had an end result. It either led to something else, advanced the story, or was just followed by something pretty damn cool. On top of that, both shows got more extreme than usual, featuring brawls, beatdowns, weapons, takeovers, and unpredictable moments. This is the TNA that I used to love. Non-stop action and entertainment, where it just felt like anything can happen at any time, and you couldn't miss one segment without missing the entire show. While WWE is only getting extreme to build up their Extreme Rules event, TNA is getting extreme just because they can. They don't need any special occasion to get hardcore, they just do it. That's one advantage that TNA will continue to have over WWE. They can give us moments like this as often as they want to, while WWE can only give us these kinds of cool moments 4 pay-per-views a year. So while TNA just gave their knockouts their own website, WWE gave their divas their own TV show. I think it's safe to say that, as of right now, the Divas division is shaping up to be a lot better than the TNA Knockout division. Right now, you have 2 Diva feuds building up, and both have been carrying on for months to years, and both have a unique storyline in their own right. From the Secret Admirer to the Twin Magic gimmick, compare that to TNA's Knockout division right now, where not even the champion has any real feuds. And even though they have the right personalities, they're not doing anything other than having random matches every week with little to no story at all. Everything is just revolving around Fail Kim literally killing the Knockout division again. Yeah, because that worked out so well last time, didn't it? How he kept all but one knockout off TV, drove 5 knockouts out the company. Yeah, let's push the Grim Reaper of the Knockout division again. The only defense I can make for TNA against WWE is that they let more than one knockout wrestle in a tag team match. But at this point, what's more important? How good their matches are, or building the division back up? Really, based off internet fan logic, the knockouts are the piss break of professional wrestling right now. The only reason that they're not is because they're not the Divas. If they were, the internet would be crapping all over them right now because of the way they're being booked. Well, then again, the internet craps on the Divas even when they're booked properly, so I guess it's no different either way. Last time I compared the show to the A&D network, there was really no reason for me to put the Shield over A&D. As of right now, it's a close call. Both have been on fire as of late, taking out the whole roster, getting extreme, going after titles, and being involved in the main event picture. In A&E's defense, their leader is a world champion. They are a legit main event team, and they've taken over the show completely, whereas the Shield just shows up every so often, beats someone up, and leaves. Plus, we get more awesome moments out of the A&E than we do the Shield. In WWE's defense, the Shield has been consistent since they got there. They're undefeated, they've beaten some of the biggest stars in the company clean, and they've looked like a threat the whole time, whereas A&D has gone from a joke to a threat to a joke to a threat to getting beat up by old men. Plus, even though there's less of them, they're still a more impressive team than A&D. The only guys from A&D that don't entirely suck are Bully and Kennedy, and even Kennedy isn't even all that great anymore. We're also starting to see A&D struggle more, especially after the return of Abyss. Meanwhile, the Shield has still been going strong this entire time, showing no shades of slowing down. And one thing they both have in common is that they can both be taken down single-handedly by whoever the face of the company is, no matter how old or injured they may be. So anyway, those are my WWE TNA comparisons. Be sure to leave your votes in the comments. You can even leave your own list of reasons as well, and the ratings will be revealed next time. Which, by the way, I'm also letting you guys decide what my next TNA review is going to be, based on all the concepts that I've done so far. Should it be another Battle of the Brands, interactive, flashback, or just a standard normal review? Let me know. Now then, because this was the first episode of TNA that managed to keep my attention the entire way through, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the episode on its own, apart from WWE. Because again, this was a TNA that I liked. where it's just filled with awesome moments. Every segment has a story. It all leads to somewhere, and they can make me care about guys that I normally don't care about. Like for starters, everything involving the A&D network, minus the stuff with D'Lo Brown, was cool. Everything they did led to another segments, their beatdowns made sense, Kennedy is standing out a little bit more, and the group as a whole is developing. You know, I guess the one good thing about D'Lo Brown is that it might lead to someone else replacing him. Hopefully someone that doesn't suck and can actually wrestle. You know, someone like Brooke Hogan. The only real problem is that TNA is only building this group up so that Sting and Hulk Hogan can tear them down and become the saviors of the company again. That's something I don't care that much about, but I will say that that's part of the reason why it's so difficult for me to care about most of the TNA roster. Because Sting and Hogan are the only ones that ever get to do anything meaningful that's a big deal. Which makes me feel even more like, well, why should I give a damn about a guy like, let's say, Magnus, that's never going to do anything like that in his career? The only guys that I really have started to care about since 2012 are Austin Aries and Bobby Roode. And that's just because of how awesome they are no matter what they do.
Introducing first the Bad Influence, Kazarian and Christopher Daniels.
Well, on second thought,
Yep. Sure looks like Austin Aries and Bobby Roode to me, a team that
Roode and Aries defeated.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your first entrants in this match, Austin Aries and Bobby Roode.
Christie trying to mend the fences there. Kind of like Bobby Roode tried to do earlier.
I guess it's great that they finally found something for James Storm to do. This at least makes sense. It's one of the more entertaining feuds we've gotten in a while, and Storm being added manages to boost up the awesomeness of the feud just a little bit. It's just a shame because it feels like TNA really can't have James Storm in a feud that doesn't involve Bobby Roode. I'm actually interested to see where this ends up going though, whether it's a face turn for Beard Money, or if they're going to team up with Bad Influence to reform 4chan. And that might actually be a lot better than just giving them one of the tag team belts. Really, those things are useless. I mean, just let Kerwin White and Hernandez keep them forever, just like Eric Young and ODB kept the knockout tag belts. It's not going to make any difference how awesome either Beard Money or Bad Influence are, and even though I know it's not going to happen, how awesome would it be if these guys, along with AJ Styles and maybe a couple other guys, were the ones that took down the A&D network? That sounds a lot better to me than Sting and Hogan. I mean, it just feels like AJ is being prepped up for another epic face turn soon anyway, so what better way than this way? Anyway, that was my sort of double-sided review of TNA this week, which should be impressive because TNA normally never inspires me to even do one review of TNA a week. So that should let you know just how good this week's show was. Anyway, remember, you guys get to decide how I'll review TNA next time. Anyway, this has been MTO with MTO More Reviews saying yada yada yada, blah blah blah, the end.
And if you don't know, now you know.